right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're just raw dogging it.
So is the intro broke again?
No intro.
Garbage.
What was that?
I don't know. I'm sick of that one. We'll just do the ad reads live.
Oh, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. So here we go. Anyways, well, thanks for everybody for joining us again here on Jackrabbit Illustrated YouTube and Facebook pages as always. And of course, the FCS Fans Nation YouTube page. We are the Scared Money Don't Make Money team, and we are proud to be sponsored by our title sponsor, Jackrabbit Illustrated, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota. With 9 locations across the great state of South Dakota, there's always a location near you to get into some orange equipment today. Perhaps the last couple of weeks of you regretting the equipment that you have and thinking that perchance something bigger, better, and badder would be best for your yard. Well, let me tell you, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota is there to help you out, my brother. Everything from subcompact tractors with cabs, heat, AC, with blowers and the bucket, the whole 9 yards, and you can put the blower on the front if you want. They have got you covered to make snow removal the easiest thing you've ever had to take care of in your life. You'd probably enjoy it. I mean, if I had one of those, to be honest, I'd be doing everybody's yards just to play with my toy. So Kubota Dealers South Dakota, there's always one near you to get into some orange equipment today. And we are also proud to be brought to you by our show sponsor, Cubby Sports Bar and Grill of downtown Brookings, with 30,000 TVs and all the beer you can guzzle and hamburger and our Hadrick's Ranch game day burger and everything in between. Chislick, nachos, Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. They are the place to go to watch Jackrabbit sports action. If they're on the road and you're not able to catch the game, head down to Cubby Sports Bar and Grill and catch all the action today.
Saturday, gonna be games to watch. I think basketball's on the road. Perfect day to head into Cubbies.
Yes. Well, no, is Saturday the day that the women basketball against Texas? That's Sunday. Yep. Okay, and then the wrestling match after it against Campbell.
Yep, that's Sunday night.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So big day Sunday if you're looking to
get to town Sunday, but I was gonna plug it at the end, but we can plug it now. As we've got probably some national fans on the Fans Nation page here, but Chad and I and Jordan and I will be on with Cam Syme as assistant or co-assistant head coach of the wrestling program tomorrow night. So same place if you want to check that out. Anyhow, we've got a recap to get into. What's that brought to us by?
Holy smokes.
Blue Tide Car Wash.
Blue Tide Car Wash. With 19 it's just me talking about sponsors for the first 5 minutes here.
Blue Tide Car Wash. Talk about.
I just went to one today. I just went to the one off of 10th Street today. That was a cool one. I had a get and go on my way down to work, and of course, my GPS then sends me down a route in Iowa that takes me down dirt roads. So that was fruitless effort. But I have the monthly subscription, so who cares? I'll wash it tomorrow. So Blue Tide Car Wash, 19 locations in Sioux Falls. They've got a location in Mitchell, location in Hartford, a location in Brookings. Those are all the big tunnel washes. They'll get you the best clean. But if you're near any get-and-go locations or one of the tunnel washes in Sioux Falls, go and spin through and get your truck looking nice and clean. We got some warm weather coming around here. It's a great time to get that road grime off your vehicle and stop it from looking like a potato chip, which is what I was sick of. So now it looks like a gravel pit instead. So I get to go back through again just to double check. So anyways, they'll be seeing me again, and I'm going to be abusing the old monthly subscription that I've got because it is worth it. So Blue Tide Car Wash, get yourself into a cleaner vehicle all winter long for a lower price. Go to Blue Tide Car Wash.
Jim Poppin says Ben's usually trying to get 30 minutes in and out, but Alex is bringing the boom on the show tonight. I got to do another show tomorrow night, man. I'm the only one that's got to do 2 this week, so I'll take the Ben route of keeping her moving tonight.
Love it.
Yeah, I can't blame you there.
All right.
Speaking of recaps, Ben, how did we do on the picks?
I did okay.
Well, you don't even count anymore as people at this point.
Yeah.
We can celebrate the champion of this year.
No, let's be honest. Nobody's interested in who the champion is. Everyone wants to see who last place is.
Well, this is true. Yeah. So I went 3-1. You guys both went 2-2. The model went 1-3. A bad week for the model. We had Villanova winning and covering, which none of us had picked, and then we had Illinois State winning 2-31 over UC Davis and covering. I was the only one that picked Illinois State. And then we had Montana State winning 44-28 in covering, and Montana winning 52-22 and covering.
I just want to. I mean, we can talk about these a little bit and still have plenty of time. So, shout out to the Tail Tuckers for choking away the most golden opportunity. If anybody who isn't familiar with me and my disdain for Tarleton, I call them the Tail Tuckers because they sign contracts and then back out and run away, because that's what apparently Texan stands for in Tarleton, is Tail Tucker. So the Tail Tuckers end up being the largest favorite of the weekend to lose. An 11.5 point dog beats them. Villanova comes out and wins, absolutely beat the shit out of them on the lines running the ball. That was a really fun game to watch. Crazy ending. If you didn't catch it, looks like Tarleton had a touchdown, but then you see the replay. It was
we were texting. He was a mile out of bounds.
Yeah. Well, he was a mile out of bounds because somehow he leapt high enough that
he just floated.
His foot just windmills past the ground without touching it. I've never he's too athletic, and that's an unfortunate way to lose.
That kid had to be like a state record long jumper or something. I mean, he was in the air for 10, 15 yards.
Yeah, that was nuts. He just hovered, and there's people going, "Oh!" You could see his foot inflect. Like, what are you talking about?
No, you couldn't.
You snorting coke first, and then saying that? Get out of here! That was not close. Went down the wire. Fun game.
I was just gonna say, you talked about the line of scrimmage play. Really shocked me. You really got to tip your cap to Villanova on that. Especially the second half, they just bullied Tarleton. Easy to say, hindsight, whatever. My take on Villanova not being able to deal with the slow mesh, that didn't quite pan. I actually thought they handled it okay. But I still think Tarleton made some plays off it. The biggest thing, which hindsight's 2020, is, you go back and look at Tarleton, especially kind of the back half of the year, is they kind of let not that Villanova's a lesser team, obviously. I mean, they're a semifinalist, but they let some lesser teams kind of hang around with them throughout the season. And it didn't really bite them except for Abilene Christian. And so I guess, once again, in hindsight, it was not completely shocking to see it bite them again against what was probably the best. You could maybe make an argument, Stephen F. Austin's second best team they played this year. So, like I said, not surprising to see them bite them at all.
Honestly, as the one of the CAA's biggest haters and ops, as the kids would say,
well, they're a Patriot League team now, because they'll never play
right.
CAA
League.
Right.
Doesn't even count. Sorry, CAA, Patriot League. Na 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 boo boo. You suck. Ha 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 ha. Hack City guys. So the Patriot League's making a run. That's exciting. Showing how that Patriot League line play can really affect people. God, I forgot about that. That's terrific. God, I feel so much better now. But I've been hating on Villanova all year here, and especially in the playoffs, and they have done nothing but make me look like an idiot. But I don't feel bad, because that whole side of the brackets made everyone look like idiots. So I don't feel bad.
And I was just going to add on the Villanova side, and Ben, feel free to jump in if you have anything on this game. McQuaid has not been sexy or flashy.
No,
he just gets the job done. I mean, honestly, he takes care of the football. He makes a couple well-timed throws every game, and they advance. And that's kind of playoff football sometimes, especially when you're running the ball as well as they have the past couple weeks.
Well, that's kind of always been Villanova football, right?
That's their MO. Their coach has been there a million years, and that's how they play.
God, who was the guy who? No, that guy retired. his career ended in Brookings after second last time
Are you sure?
Nova's coach. Yeah. God, that might have been like the 2016 game. This other guy's been there a while now. But the last time Villanova had like a really spicy, explosive player, Andy
Not
Talley.
Ferrante.
Yeah, Andy Talley was the coach who was there forever.
Ferrante's been the head coach since 2017, but he's been a part
Yeah.
of the staff since 1987.
Okay, so we're both right. I was thinking
Yeah.
head coaches, so you're all right. We're because I was gonna say
We'll call that a
he's
drop.
not. Yeah, Andy Talley was the one. Fair enough. Well, that about sums up our picks.
Right.
Are you kidding me, Kat? Jesus, she's knocking garbage cans all over the place, and good lord. But anyways, I don't remember what I was going to say. Now, go on.
We're talking about Cali, and that's their.
Oh yeah, it was the national title year in like what 09?
09.
They had the cat who he was a dual sport athlete. He played baseball too.
Oh yeah.
I know Kevin's going to jump in and know who I'm talking about. He was the last like really really impressive offensive player for Nova that I can remember. That just made you open your eyes. But yeah, and then the Redbirds go on the road again. Matches are yes, that's it. Yep, there it is. I knew you'd know, Kevin. That's my boy. We were tallywhackers, Ron. Yeah, we whacked Tally in his last game of the year. I'm still waiting for the chance to play Stephen F. Austin so we can have a jack off.
Sounds like a good time.
That'll be a special.
Or Northern
day.
Arizona.
Yeah, or Northern Arizona. I'm all right with either one of them. That's fine.
We haven't played them in 11 years either.
Right. That's true. That's true. God. Golly. Yeah, but then I don't know. All right, the Stephen F. Austin game. Stephen F. Austin put up a fight, but I feel like the Montana State and Montana games we'll probably talk more about when we talk about their upcoming games. So I don't know how much you guys want to get into those.
No, those both went about as expected for me. I was cheering for the Jacks of Stephen F. Austin for our buddy Dustin Helton, but the Montana is just too much. That offense, I mean, there's very few people that can hang with them. Do you have anything to add on those two games? And I was not shocked to see Montana just woodhouse the Yotes because I think we're about a similar caliber team to them. So that didn't shock me at all.
I don't. Yeah, they were never really in that game from the jump. They kind of got let back in towards the end, but it wasn't really.
Yeah, they got a
serious
first down for the first time, like almost at the end of the second quarter. That's like what our game against Illinois State was, to put that in perspective.
Except
only like one guy beat them though.
Yeah, only one guy. Just one guy. If they didn't have that one guy, and then the 11 guys that played defense against them as well.
The best comment I saw on that was a Chris Van replied, and he's like, "Was it your bus driver that took you from the hotel? Because you just left the buses at the hotel. You might have been fine."
That is hilarious. Oh my god, that's funny.
All right.
I did want to talk about the Illinois State game just a hair. Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, no, you're
good. That didn't really surprise me. Once again. Before that game, if you're on any of the Facebook pages or message boards or Reddit or whatever, they're all like a bunch of the other Big Sky fans. Oh, 3 Big Sky teams gonna make the semis, blah blah whatever. And yes, Davis played a good game against Rhode Island, but they showed why they were overrated. I mean, Illinois State it was one of those things where like it almost took me a second. Seth Myers is referring back to the Montana USD game. Said, "Yep, one guy's the reason they're down 24 before they even got a first down." But anyhow,
it's a sign of an elite program. We need
right.
But it was one of those things, it was like, I don't remember if it was 14-7 or maybe even 21-7. And I was like, well, Illinois State kind of jumped out early here, but it's like, well, they had the kick return and then maybe even a short field in there. It's like, well, UC Davis still might get in this, and they just never did. Credit to Brock Spack. I mean, they kind of, to a lesser degree, did what they did to the Jacks and just said, we're going to get up early, and once we're up, we're not going to take our foot off the gas. We are going to put you away early.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson in the Jacks game, and it was a good thing they did. Otherwise, I think Davis might have clipped them, but they never let off the gas.
Yeah, that offense is humming right now, and it'll be interesting to see if they can keep it going. But we'll talk about that in the preview coming up here.
Do you want to know who it's brought to you by?
Well, first we need to do JIA. Who brings us JIA?
Hadrick's Ranch, who, let me tell you, the prime rib nowadays is not cheap, but we got one sent out to my mom, and she is over the moon about the quality of the rib that she got, which, in case anybody's wondering, prime rib is just the name of the grade of the rib roast that you're getting. It's not actually, there's no cut called a prime rib. It's a rib roast, which is basically the section of ribeyes without the ribeyes being cut up in a large chunk. So if you do order, give Troy a call and let him know it is worth its weight in gold. They are incredibly impressive. I have an extremely picky mother when it comes to prime rib, and she is ecstatic. So
did you get bone in or boneless?
They only have boneless. They did not have bone in. So you'd only do the boneless. Otherwise, honestly, you probably would have done bone in.
So some people say the bone in holds the flavor better, but my grandpa that was always our family Christmas. His grandpa would always make a huge, when you include spouses and stuff like that, towards the end of grandpa's life, they're like grandkids, spouses, great grandkids, obviously the adult children. There's like 30, 40 people, closer to 30. But anyhow, he always did big prime rib for everyone. And the fat actually renders a little better on the boneless, is kind of what some people think.
I
can't tell much of the difference personally, but that was always Grandpa's thinking.
Right. Well, and I tell you what, if I'm getting Hadrick's Ranch beef, I don't think it's going to matter if I have bone in or boneless compared to another cut, because it's going to be terrific. And let me tell you, from the pictures I got of him before he sent them out, holy cats, that thing's ridiculous. So he really hooked us up with that. It's really fantastic. But any other sort of beef needs.
Not only is it top grade, but who else can you get a prime rib from that's going to send you a picture before he sends it?
Right.
No kidding. He's like, hey, and hunted through for a really good one. He's like, hey, I told him, like, yeah, Mom's really picky, and he's like, all right, and he's like, all right, I went through, and this one's fan. This is above prime, and I'm like, oh, yeah, no shit, it is. So, whatever you need from Hadrick's Ranch, hit up Troy or go to hadricksranch.com. Get yourself a beef bundle. It's obviously always cheaper to get the bundle with all the meats in one big bundle. Save yourself some coin that way and fill your freezer for the winter, and keep yourself fat and happy all winter long with some of the best beef that money can buy. South Dakota raised, certified, ranch to table Angus beef from hadricksranch.com.
Perfect. All right, let's get on with JIAI and
one other thing, he did send one to. He shipped that one to Wisconsin, but he was also shipping meat out to California. They truly do ship anywhere in the continental.
Continental 48.
Yeah. So
love it. Only got 2 this week. Here's the first one.
You win. Congratulations on a trip to Nashville to get your ass kicked. Good luck.
Jeez.
They were supposed to be playing rock, paper, scissors, but I don't know. Sora was struggling today. Last one.
Hey, this is the semifinal.
I know. But we all know whoever wins this is the champion.
Just a little preview of my thoughts on the
I was gonna say, I tend to agree with you, but I don't know, man. The way
Illinois State's
Villanova
honestly
have been playing pretty nasty, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still probably gonna lean the Montana schools, and you're probably right. But I don't know if it's gonna be I wouldn't bet on a blowout, especially with the Illinois State just went into Fargo through 6 picks and won anyways.
No, I know. I can't explain that. I mean, they
Even
also
science can't explain it.
Nobody can explain it. That was insane.
2 weeks
Little
previous,
Rascals
though, they
reference.
lost to Southern Illinois 37-7. So
Right.
who knows who they are? But no,
Right.
I mean, those were in jest. But yeah, we can get into the picks here. The preview the picks are brought to you by Innovative Engineering. Is that correct?
Yes.
Innovative Engineering, go to them for all your building design needs. They do HVAC, plumbing, anything you'd need if you're designing or renovating a commercial building. Thank you to Innovative Engineering. Visit innovative-engr.com and get what you need. All right, so we've got 2 games. We'll pick the Illinois State one first. They go to Villanova, and they are favored on the road. Illinois State is favored by 1.5.
I will be a gentleman. Which game would you like to pick first, and which would you like to pitch second?
I'll pick the first ever playoff Brawl of the Wild first.
Okay. I will give you the model spread beforehand even. So sorry, Ben. I wasn't listening. What was the spread on this one?
Illinois State's favored by 1.5.
So the model has Villanova by 3.
Really?
And I don't know. This is such an interesting game because I think Illinois State is playing the best complementary football right now, right?
Yeah.
They are. When the offense is down, the defense steps up. When the defense is down, the offensive special teams step up. And let's try to find Seth Meyer's comment. He said Redbird defense has been looking like the vintage Redbird defense in the playoffs. And I agree 100%. It looks like a Brock Spack defense of old.
Mm-hmm.
That said, Nova's defense is playing really good too, and I think they're running the ball a little bit better. This is just such a hard game to pick because 1 or 2 plays from Daniel Sobkowitz could change the entire complexion of this game. He is that good of a player relative to everyone else that's going to be on the field Saturday. And so that scares me a little bit. But I think I am going to take Villanova. I think they're more consistent. I think some of the travel catches up with them. And I think they can run the ball better, which is huge in a matchup like this. And I think McQuaid will not make some of the splash plays Tommy Rittenhouse will make, but he takes care of the football better. And I think that could be huge as well.
Yeah. When I look at this game, I think up front defensively, I lean towards the Redbirds. I think the Redbirds O-line has been really terrific in these playoffs. They've been really impressive. I think the Redbirds have probably the most game-breaking player in Sopkowitz. But Nova's just been solid overall across the board. And Rittenhouse in these playoffs is going to give you the ball at least once. Like he got like 2 pressures last game, and he still managed to throw an interception anyways, just because I don't know. Yeetus deletus. I don't know. Yeah, YOLO. You just yeet her out there, baby. Like, I don't know what he's doing. They're winning, so I guess how do you knock it? But that, and then you got to factor in Nova's at home, and this will be the Redbirds' 4th road game. They've already been to Louisiana, and then they've had to go to Fargo, and then they've had to go to Davis out on the West Coast. Now you're having to go to the East Coast to Philly. Does that start to catch up with them when Nova finally gets to be at home in their own beds with no travel? And they've also had a home game already in the playoffs. I don't know. Boy, Seth brings up a really fascinating stat that Illinois State's only road loss in the last 2 years is to Oklahoma. And the other stat is there's been a Valley team in the national title game every year since 2012. So something's got to break, right? Something's got to give.
Those are also what I like to call stats that have nothing to do with anything else. So, I mean,
no, they mean nothing to this game. They mean nothing to this game. I hate this. So it's essentially a pick 'em.
I feel like a pick'em's fair, and I hate it too. But I'm standing
fair.
on business on Nova.
You're taking Nova. You know what? I'll take the Redbirds.
Oh boy.
I'll take the Redbirds. I think the SPAC stash has got his magic. He's been there before. But obviously Nova's coach has too. I mean, he was on the staff in 09 when they won. So, but I don't know. There's just something with how that team's playing. Feels Destiny-esque. I feel like they're going to make me eat my words at media day when I said, how important is it to have a seed so you don't have to play on the road in the first round? Well, look at this jackass. They're already in the semifinals. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Redbirds. I don't love it. I just like too many of the things about Illinois State compared to Nova, and they're both very good teams. I just tend to lean Redbirds a little bit.
Sorry, Seth. I did forget to mention. Seth asked, "What are the standings between Alex and Brendan?" They were boring and picked the exact same games last week, so they're still tied for last at 61 and 60. But this could be the difference maker. We'll see.
Well, watch.
Yeah, we'll go opposite.
We're going to pick opposite in the next one, and then we're going to go 50-50.
Yeah.
Have the national title game on the line.
Yeah. Well, and that one's going to be, well, I guess depends what the spread is. It could be a big spread.
Yeah.
But I'll go Valley Homer here with Brendan. I think Illinois State's got what it takes. Villanova, I know they're at home, and I know they've been playing well. I just don't know that I trust them yet. Yeah, they've made it here, but they beat Lehigh by 7, and what they win last week, Tarleton State by 5. Tarleton State probably should have won that game. Illinois State's playing really, really well, so I'll take Illinois State in this one.
I have not picked the Villanova game right in the playoffs yet.
It's not a good sign.
No,
you're
not.
due. You're due.
Yeah, I'm gonna cook them.
Once again, stats that have nothing to do with anything, but I don't think I have either.
But they somehow matter.
All right, so we've got Montana going to Montana State, which I cannot believe. I saw the tweet today that it's the 125th meeting and the first one in the playoffs.
First in the postseason.
Which is wild. Like, if you think about how many times we've played NDSU in the playoffs.
You know, honestly, until like the last 5 years, either one was good or the other was good. They were never really good at the same time until within the last 5 years or so.
But even with that, though, you think they would have got matched up, especially back when, it was purely regional matchups. How did they not end up matched up at some point?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw. I went fishing with Dynamite when that was revealed this weekend.
I did not see. What'd you do?
That was unfair. When I came out and said, "Oh, real rivalry between top teams." This would have happened like a bunch of times before if you're in the FCS since the '80s. It's, I guess, when you're not both quality programs. I mean, what do you do? Just gotta. I'm messing with you guys. It's all fun. You guys
turn the screws.
Also, the other note on this game that's wild is the ticket prices. It looks like Montana State is doing everything they can to keep Montana out of this stadium. There's been a lot of news about how the ticket prices for this game are higher than all the college football playoff games.
I have a take on this.
Granted, the stadium is 20,000 compared to the probably near 100,000 stadiums that FBS is playing in, but
right. Well,
what's your take on that?
I see all these accounts bitching about that, Montana State allowed their season ticket holders to buy
To
season
buy
tickets.
up to like 8 extra
and they
tickets.
were able to get 8 extra tickets. I have no problem with that. None whatsoever. Yeah, they're season ticket holders. They're the ones who committed all year long. And
so they sold like 15,000 season tickets. So that's the
Right.
other thing. Not every season ticket holder got to claim all 8. It was still based on priority points, how many they got to claim.
And there's this caterwauling about, so now they're going to scalp all these tickets. Look at these scalp tickets. There's like 12 tickets listed in the whole state. 12.
Right.
They're like, all these season ticket holders are making all this money. Like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Because one of them I saw was selling 3. Like, are you serious right now? No, they're not. So I have no problem with that. Get season tickets the next year, I guess. I mean, good for them.
We've had NDSU fans buy season tickets for SDSU so they can get the.
There are NDSU fans who live in Sioux Falls who have season tickets to SDSU and USD just so they can make sure they go to those games every year.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 of them we have some that sit right next to us where our season tickets are, and they sell the rest of the tickets. And good for them.
Power to them.
And here's the thing, like Ron says, price gouging. Well, here's the deal, Ron. If I have tickets like that and you want to buy them from me, you are going to pay me enough that I don't want to go anymore. And if I was putting my tickets on there, it wouldn't be for $1,500 for that game. I'd list them for $4 goddamn grand a piece.
So
you want to pay me $8,000 to stay home? Fine. But otherwise I'm going to be there.
I couldn't go to the Marker game this year because we had a family wedding. And I would be lying if I said I didn't pay for my season tickets for the season.
Right.
Yeah.
It
happens.
Look, I get it. And I get the frustration of not being
that
able
makes
to
me a bad guy. So be it.
And that's just my thing is if you're buying my tickets, it's enough. You're going to pay enough for me to not to want to go to the game. And it's going to be absurd.
I don't think it makes you a bad guy. If you commit to buying season tickets, you can do whatever you want with them.
And I've been a season ticket holder ever since we moved back. So 6 years now.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So now that we've covered all that, Montana State is favored by 4.5 at home.
So before Brendan picks, just to be fair, the model has Montana State by 6.4.
That is interesting.
Look at Mr. Fair now. He's like acting
we've
picked 112 games.
112 games, and it's fair now because the last 2 he's going to make sure I know the models.
Just
you're 121, I guess, to be exact.
Right. That's all right. I think this game's really Montana's playing so well. And usually I play my game of the old playoffs reversal theorem, where you win by 1 billion and going into the next game, you tend to lose by a bunch. Montana State hasn't looked like themselves, I would say, the last 2 games. Like they look good against Stephen F. Austin, but I'm surprised they kind of let them come back, hang around, and keep it a bit of a game and just keep it out arm's reach instead of bury them when they got up 24-0. It's just felt a little off, but on the flip side, Vegan has more than enough experience from playing in Fargo on playing a team a second time in the playoffs and scheming that up, and a rivalry in the playoffs, which obviously Houck really doesn't, because he's been Montana or UNLV, and UNLV, whatever. Okay. I'm sure they have a rival that nobody cares about.
They went to the Las Vegas Bowl every other year where they played in their own stadium.
Right. So
extra home game, basically.
Yeah. And it's a road game for Montana, and Ayats look great, but they've all been home games. How's he going to look on the road? Now he's been hotter than fish grease, as our good friend Kev loves to say. I don't know. I look at it and I go, Montana's white hot. Their defense looks really good. They've got, a more potent offense, I think, than Montana State's, and their defense with what they did to Phillips showed they can really stuff the run, and Loud being back is going to really stymie, I think, the Montana State passing attack. But then all the reasons I listed for Montana State, I think it's going to be a close game. I think Montana State is going to win, but I'm going to take Montana to cover. I think it's like a 3-point game. So that's my pick. I guess I'm taking Montana.
So now I want to switch my pick so that I have a chance. But
Oh, you're not confident in your Villanova pick?
But no, I'm saying I want to switch my pick. I guess I could go up 2-0. That's always an opportunity. And then it would be over this week. But anyhow, I do genuinely think Montana State is going to cover that. Couple reasons, like Justin Winchman said, I know he's a Cat fan, but it's a fair point. Montana's only played 4 road games this year, and they haven't been like super tough environments. You go to Idaho State. Now I'm totally drawing a blank on where their other road games even were. So I watched a couple of them. So you go to Idaho State, you go to Portland State. That's a real tough environment.
There's an environment for you.
Right. Weber State and Sac State. Sac State and Idaho State's probably a toss-up for the most hostile environment. And neither of them are that tough to play in. I can steal this talking point because Zach and Timothy aren't here tonight in the comments like they usually are. But per usual, Timothy and I have been talking a little bit throughout the week here. And so big talking point obviously is going to be much like it was for our game, because the first game he is back is Keon Loud is back in the Montana secondary.
Yep.
You want to guess where most of Montana State's targets go?
Taco Dollar.
And where does he play?
Oh,
in the slot.
Yeah, he's a slot.
Guess what percentage of Keon Loud snaps he plays on the outside?
All of them?
It's like 90 plus.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man.
I'm not saying they can't scheme up something else. But I think if you're Brett Deegan, who's probably one of the better offensive coaches in the FCS, you're going to have some stuff schemed up here to make sure that you are going away from Loud. I'm still not sold. Montana State's front 7, I guess technically front 6 Montana, excuse me, I apologize again, had one of their best showings as a run defense. But Montana State, even if it hasn't been flashy like it wasn't in the Yale game, Julius Davis, Adam Jones, they've just gone through every defense they've wanted to on the ground like shit through a goose. And I think especially if they're playing with a lead at home, they're leaning on that undersized Montana line. It's Adam Jones or Julius Davis are going to start popping them. And I don't think 4.5 is enough. I think Montana State wins this by more than that.
Here's something I want to point out. I don't think Taco Dollar is the best dollar on the Bobcat.
No, his brother is, and yeah, Caden Dollar, the safety. He's probably the better Dollar brother.
Yeah.
I think I like Montana. I really do. I think their offense looks really, really good. And I know that the Bobcats were able to go into Missoula and get a win. And now you'd think they'd win at home. But
it's tough to beat the same team twice. I 100% agree with that.
It really is. And I just think that Ayat's playing extremely well right now. And with all the weapons they have, I don't think that Montana State's going to be able to slow them down enough. And I don't think that Lamson is going to be able to get into a shootout and win that type of game. So I will take Montana to cover, and I think they'll win.
Ooh, he thinks Montana wins even.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I hope the Bobcats win. If I would rather Montana State get a championship than Montana.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God, Montana fans will be just
Oh yeah,
obnoxious.
awful.
Here's the thing. I think Bobby Hauck rides off into the sunset if he wins, and he does seem like a good dude. And so from that aspect of it, I wouldn't mind it, to be honest with you. I think if Brett Vegan on the flip side finally gets a title, he's gone to a G5 program within the year. There's nothing left tying him to the FCS. I think that is the biggest thing that kept him from taking the Washington State job last year. I think if they would have won in Frisco, he would be in Pullman right now.
From what I've heard on both times with both go arounds with Oregon State and Washington State, the reason that Vegan has not left for those jobs is he was not going to leave until the playoffs were over, and wasn't going to leave his team. And both those squads wanted him to leave immediately, and he wasn't going to do that. So that might keep him around for a while until he finds the right spot.
No, there's something to be said for that too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But excited to watch it either way. And then, yeah, I don't know if we'll if one of you goes 2-0, we don't need to do a championship preview show,
right?
But we probably will anyway. I'm guessing by then we'll be ready to do one more show. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, and maybe we'll see who's going to Terre Haute. Maybe we'll have to wait till the championship game to find out.
All right, so, Ben, I got to ask Ben a question since you're the impartial observer. Who do you want to see going to Terre Haute?
Yeah.
Who do I want to see going? I think I want to see Brendan lose.
That's fair.
Because Alex lost last year and had to do the calendar. I lost previous year. It's your turn to lose. But I'm also interested to see if you guys tie, are you both going?
Yes. I think so.
Yes.
So one last thing before we get out of here. The model says there is a 57% chance we are tied going into next week. And there's a 43% chance it's over. So
so the model agrees with
it just in general, based upon the results, there is a 57% chance we split. There's a 43% chance it goes 2-0 either way.
So Jim's comment brings up a funny story. He says, "Can Brendan use the hot dog?" I can use it whenever I want. I have the costume at my house. But I got asked dropping Xena off at daycare about the hot dog costume because one of the gals listens to us once in a while at the daycare that we drop Xena off at. I was talking about the hot dog costume.
That is wild.
It's hilarious.
Zach says, "Can we pick a game to go to now?" It's the SDSU.
It'll be the SDSU. Yeah. It'll be the SDSU Sycamores game.
Yep.
Although it's more of a punishment to 2-1 when it's not an SDSU game.
That's true. But it's a punishment enough. Plus, are you going painted blue?
And I'm going to dress as a wizard, and I'm doing wizard. That's
sticks.
Right. Wizard. I'm going to act like I'm casting spells.
So like a blue wizard
sideline, yeah,
with an obnoxiously big blue wizard hat.
Yeah, no, I'll be ridiculous about it. My wife will be embarrassed. Yeah,
perfect. All right, it's been set. All right, well, thanks everybody for hopping on. Jim apparently doesn't want this one to end.
Right.
He's usually
the Trees versus Murray State would be a hell of one.
Oof. There he is. Like Jim says, like we always say, go big, go blue, go Jack.